That's why you're blocked. Blocked.
That's why you're blocked. You're listening to That's Why You're Blocked podcast.
All right, welcome back to That's Why You're Blocked podcast. I'm Carson Bailey.
I'm Chanel Shots.
And we have our very first guest
Woo!
to the podcast. We want to introduce you to one of our good friends, Kennedy Woods.
Hello, friends.
Hey, girl. Hey. I'm so excited that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to welcome our friend, welcome you guys back to listening. This is part 3 of the Very Freaky Gurl Series. This one is titled Connect For and Rope Play.
Titled appropriately, mind you.
Very accurate. Spot on.
So the first thing we're going to get into, though, is we're going to have our first guest tell us about herself, what's tea, what's good.
Due to COVID, there's not much tea. I'm following the guidelines. I gotta keep it smart, keep it cute, keep it
healthy.
under 6 groups.
Under 6 groups. Okay.
All right, so I guess when we started and we introduced ourselves, we talked about what type of woman are you? How would you describe yourself? Your ideal date. What type of niggas you like?
It has been a while for me to have been on a decent date. So for an ideal one, just something that goes according to plan.
Oh, shit, I ain't been on an ideal
someone
date.
I know, right? Like, what even is an ideal date anymore? But as far as the man who's gonna take me on this ideal date, let's keep him chocolate.
Okay.
Whichever variation of it, but chocolate. Driven, family oriented, educated.
Preach.
And we want someone who has the goals of having multiple streams of income. Okay?
Question.
And let's match that.
Would you stop talking to him if he had a kid right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I've decided that as I'm getting older, I can't have that as a stipulation anymore.
No! Mind you, y'all, you're 23, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you turned 24 this month.
Damn.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't know if you want her business out like that.
The age between 23 and 24?
Okay, well then never mind.
I'm only bringing it up because age has something to do with
age definitely matters.
whether your answer. So if you ask me this question 2 years from now,
I would
26,
say no kids at all.
No, it should be the opposite.
Yeah. No, if it was 2 years ago.
Oh, no, 2 years from now.
2 years from now.
Okay.
2 years from now, I'll be 26. You kind of gotta bend a little bit. But right now at 24, no kids. I'm good.
No, because I feel like
could you be
I'm 23, I'm 24, but the man I'm gonna be dating, I feel like is gonna be in his late 20s. And if he out here slinging around since he was 16, the likelihood of him having a kid is very high, and I can't fault him for his.
So you gonna be his stepmommy?
Mommy of the year.
If sir is really out here with all his things together and he has a kid, I don't want no baby mama drama though.
That's the thing. All right,
as long as y'all have a healthy co-parenting type of situation, I don't need no fights. I don't need no drama.
I think Kitty will just work with a nigga. I'm not there yet.
I
ain't there yet.
Neither am I, because
you gotta think somebody who's of that standard or of quality. I feel like some other women would have already tried to tie him down, So the likelihood of him having had a started family.
And a good dad probably is a more a man who's settled down, more
stable,
who's thought out some
things
in life.
If I'm looking at somebody who's in their late 20s, early 30s, hell yeah, they're probably gonna have a kid. And it hurts to think about it. It hurts.
It does to my soul.
I had to coach myself into it, but I feel like that's only realistic.
Well, I guess the thing is, because I'm being somebody with a kid, but that's later on in life. Like, I can't think of it being okay for me now or anytime soon because I want my kids to have siblings. Yeah. But I'm not trying to give birth a lot. So, like, if you have a half sister, like, that's half the work. Like, you, like, it's less load on me.
I don't know. I feel like I expect from a relationship what I give. If I ain't got no kid to give, you ain't got no kid to give. If I have a place to live, you need to have a place to live. Like, I feel like we are coming into...
What's his name? Like, Donald Glover made a joke. It was like, kids are kind of like A's. Like, you can only date people that have them.
Wow. Bad joke. That's a really bad joke.
But I don't know. The thing that I've had issue with the guys that have had kids, at least right now, it's like you don't ever have your kid. Like, you have all this free time to link. When do you hang out with your daughter? She's 3. Like,
that's a really good point.
But then that's another thing for you to really see if he's a quality dude. Like, how much he prioritizes his family now.
Did I have to ask you about your kid, or did you tell me about your kid? Right. It's 2 different things.
Exactly.
It's 2 different things.
How involved are you? Are you picking her up from daycare? Like,
but you know, with his
his relationship with his kid could really show you like how he's going to be as a person.
That's true.
Because I feel like you're your best self when you're a parent. Because you have to be so selfless.
Carson's face is otherwise. But this is part 3, so this is a challenge. Someone with a kid approached me. No one with a kid has ever approached me, like, on a serious tip.
Well, maybe, I don't know how, I kind of get turned off at this point if you got a kid. Like, it's like,
Me too, but I'm saying maybe I need someone to change that narrative.
It's one of those things I'm like, damn it, like, it has to be something. And it's like, yeah, I got a daughter. He's like, okay, you got a job.
No.
You working. You doing this. You doing that.
Yeah, there's things to add.
But the thing is, my biggest issue is the kids are always very, very young. Like, I don't trust that y'all not going to try to work it out. Like,
that's a fair point.
The baby hasn't had his first birthday yet.
Oh.
Y'all haven't tried
baby
it yet.
Fresh out.
Yeah, like,
you still fucking your baby mama.
You
right.
Call
it what it is.
Yes. And that's okay.
It's not.
If you're
trying to have a separate relationship.
Well, yeah, niggas ain't shit. Because I remember this one person had a newborn baby trying to go on a date. Like, her stitches have not healed yet.
But were they ever together though? Like, was it ever a relationship, or did she just get pregnant?
I don't know which one.
Because that'll still be a sticky situation for you going into it, but that also still stands for what type of relationship he's going to have with her. Because if they were never in a relationship,
it's Captain Say the nigga, because
yeah,
it's a no for me.
She's like, that's consensitive. Carson and Chanel ain't with it, but Candy, you'll work with yourself.
I'm just saying it's not a deal breaker, but there are a lot of other things in there that are like other stipulations with it. Like,
yeah, if you have a kid,
you need to have a solid, like,
see your kid. I just want to know
ideal baby mama situations are acceptable right now, but like if we got all that extra stuff that you just like wishy-washy and wondering,
I feel like I could do it if like the kid is older, so I know you guys have an established system. Like, like you guys, it's worked out. Like, whatever it is, it's a thing. Yep. It's not new. It's not.
Yep, I agree.
Thing.
Facts.
All right, so let's get into the shit that comes through our.
I don't know. We gotta do this or that, especially since we got someone new in the studio today. So we're going to give her the same this or that questions that me and Carson answered last week.
Because apparently she didn't even listen to.
Yeah, she didn't. So she didn't, and because she didn't, we're going to punish her for not being a supportive ass friend. So she's going to get with this or that, and she has no idea what the this or that's are. So number 1. Lights on or lights off?
Depends on the dude.
Depends on the dude? What you mean? If you done gained some extra weight, you gotta have the lights on. What you mean?
No, but I mean, I don't know.
You better get to know. Come on.
Pick one.
Lights on.
Alright. Let's see. Riding or back shots?
Back shots.
That was fast.
Okay, well, obviously,
I don't have mega knees, baby girl.
You're more likely to orgasm when you're on top. That's what science says.
I did listen because I remember that.
Yeah. Okay. okay.
She's probably said it to you multiple times. Like,
I'm trying to get everybody to come. Is that
It's
so wrong?
No, like orgasms are very important.
But apparently, I haven't even had one. So
what?
Not the kind.
Allegedly, yeah. I don't know. You guys did listen to that part. Yeah, we talked about how.
So well, maybe you can help us out then, Kennedy. So I equate orgasm with something that's like you're climbing up somewhere, like you reach, like it's like a little peak that you are reaching, and then you come back down, and then coming back down is like coming. It's like the vibrations. That's usually what I experience when I have an orgasm. Carson says she's never had that experience.
Have you ever, like, that's just some...
The peak? Yes, the peak is the orgasm.
That's what I'm saying!
What I'm saying is, for me, when I
is it like too much and you like, okay, stop, nigga, like, get off of me, or like...
No, alright, so I think when I play with myself, I have a toy, it goes like, and then when I reach that point, I'm like, and then I turn it off, cause like,
don't turn it off next time. How about that?
I don't like that. Like,
then you don't like the orgasm.
No, that's not it. Like, no, I get to that point. I'm like, I'm shaking. It's there. I've like released.
Have you released though?
Yeah.
If you turned it off, I don't think. Just try it. Experiment.
I've
Science. Isn't that what you like to say? Your own science.
I literally tried it.
You didn't like it.
It didn't like. It's like I came.
She will be
and
in the throes,
I turn it
like,
off,
tossing
down.
herself off of the bed.
That's not.
I don't know if you're experiencing it right or not. I don't know.
But this is still just self. Like, what about with the dude?
I don't. It's not as like clear. Like
that's true. It's not as clear. As
like I hear it. Like it's like.
Yeah.
You could kind of feel some sort. This one time, I think this person gave me head. I was like, yeah. I think it.
This is it.
I think that happened. That might have been it, but I'm not sure.
All right. Like, well, we have a listener who's obsessed with squirting, so I told him I would put this in this episode. So
hi, listener. I have yet to squirt. If you're really violating, like, say nah.
I will not disclose his name, but I call him Shady Cent. So yeah,
I'm sorry. What is his name?
Shady Cent. He's like 50 Cent level shady and like messy, but he's funny. I like talking to him.
Cause he mean.
No, he's not mean. He's the one you met. He's the one you met. He's not mean. He's one of the few like nice guys that like I actually like keep around on a regular basis. He's nice.
Okay, I was gonna say 50 Cent be mean as hell.
50 Cent is mean as
He's like
he's shady, but we're both like funny. Like we like to talk about funny things. So
okay.
So the question is, have you ever squirted, Kennedy?
I have not.
So you're the only super soaker.
I've only super soaked once, like with a guy, and that was the most amazing feeling. But it was embarrassing.
So do you do it independently?
I have before, not super often.
What?
But there are two types. There's two types. So there's like
when you're by yourself.
There's like a little squirt, and then there's like a the last time that I really like super soaked with a dude, we were both just staring for like 60 seconds to almost 2 minutes, waiting for it to stop. I was embarrassed. I'm in my little college dorm room. We don't have the sheets on the bed. We're young, like and stupid like that. I'm just like, this is not stopping. Bro. Yo, shout out to him. I should call him.
I'm telling you. I feel like you should.
I should.
Put his number in the group picture.
I will kill you. It's an ex. So, yeah, if it was community dick, I would send it your way, girl. But
yikes,
it's a no. I will kill you. Wow. I should still call him because I'm in need. But yeah, so I guess I'm the only one who's ever experienced that.
I mean.
You probably have, like, one time someone told me, oh, look who just squirted. Like, I didn't realize it.
Honestly, the first few times I say, they'd be like, oh, you're coming. I'm like,
difference in coming, trust me, the difference.
I'm like, I guess. Yeah. But I don't know, because I had this conversation. Because mine is more like with a dude, actually. It's like, so some people it's like, mine's more like pool. Like, they're, like.
Less force.
Like, it just kind of, like, gets really, really wet. This is what I was told. So it's not like a...
So maybe you are and you just don't notice. Maybe you are.
I'm just saying, like...
You don't notice.
I think it... Like I said, I think it happened once.
Yeah.
But I also
Next time you have sex, you should just ask God, look, I'm, science experiment, tax write-off for the podcast. If you notice, squirting, please let me know so I can document it in my planner. And
right, put it in the notes.
Yeah.
Alright, but we gotta get through the shit that comes through our phone. Is that all of this or that?
No, one more.
Ooh.
So, this last one. Would you rather see your parents' friends at a sex club or your old classmate?
Classmate.
Yeah, because if they cute, what's this classmate trying to do?
I mean, like, listen, classmate,
Kobe,
we both
buddy.
saw each other here. Like, are we going to spill tea on each other to the friend in the group chat? Or what's up? Family friend. Woo, that's too much. It's too personal.
It's a lot. So, go ahead, Carson.
Alright.
Should I come to your phone?
So, in our last episode, we mentioned, was it the freaky, or was it the first one? Like freaky text or dick pic?
It was the first one.
Alright, so I actually have
This is a doozy.
a freaky message that I've received this past week. And I'm going to read it.
I'm going to provide commentary.
Alright, so this is somebody that I exchanged a little bit of information with. And this is
this guy? You didn't meet this guy on FET, right?
No.
Okay.
This was Hinge.
Okay.
But he was giving, I don't know, like he's blocked now, but like not because of this message, but because of the subsequent messages.
Okay.
All right, so I think I asked him like what was his type or like what are you looking for, what are you into, and then all right, I'm gonna read the message word for word. You want a dominant based list. You want someone who cuffs your neck while he stands in front of you and you sit on the edge of the bed and his dick reading on your shoulder / collarbone.
His dick reads. His dick is literally
his thumb along your bottom lip and grips your neck and forces you to lick the side of his dick while it rests against you, and then he pulls you up and makes you kiss his chest while he's pulling your back into hair back into a ponytail, and then he grips your left breast,
not the right one,
and sucks on it aggressively, and then he pulls back and gazed in your eyes. Type tip. That's what it. I don't
think this nigga's been to school in a minute. That message, I had to read it twice. She sent it to me earlier this week, and I was like,
yeah. I just think I was like, oh wow,
right?
It's like my go-to response. But yeah,
your friend was trying to take his hand at the literotica genre.
He was trying to be a Wattpad.
He tried,
and it didn't really.
It didn't work. It didn't.
But that was the shit that came through my phone. Our guest has some shit that came through her phone. They were so excited to hear it.
I mean, it happened a little while ago. I was talking to this dude. I think we matched one of these dating apps that have now been deleted. But he was just like, yeah, like, when I take you on this date, can I bring you some thigh highs for you to put on? And I'm like, thigh highs? I'm like, where are we going that you think is appropriate for me to put on thigh highs?
Are these are shoes?
No, he's talking about the socks.
Oh.
And I'm just like, what? That's a lot of work.
First
of all, you know how hard it is to pull thigh highs up on thighs? Like actual thighs?
We real tick round here.
I was just like, first of all, where do you think you're buying them for them to fit? And I was like, are you buying them or do you just have the drawer of this? Because I feel like you asked this question too smooth. You've asked this before.
And did he buy them?
And that was the question. I was like, are you just going to buy me a pair? Or do you just have like a stash of pre-used thigh highs? He's like, oh, no. I'll buy you some new ones. So I don't know.
Oh, he got a stash?
Yes.
He put it in the washing machine.
Yes.
And he said, which one do you like?
So I'm using used.
Dang.
What color do you want?
What if he wears the thigh highs?
That honestly, that would have been a good question to ask.
Yikes. Alright, so now let's get into the part 3 of this series, the dumb bitch alert. Alright.
I think there are a few. But it's more of a story time. This is more of a very interesting story time.
Yeah, so let's circle back to 2019 because
again
we still haven't
And this is within the same month as the last one.
Is
August, yes, because
the
the BDSM club was like the first week in August, and
So
then this was like the last week in August.
So, our
Alright.
friend here, Chanel, once again produces a move.
I do, which is really funny because the regular moves Carson usually produces. Like, she'll usually text me and she'll be like, hey, you want to go out? Or like, we're going here. So, one of the people that we met from the second episode, we'll call him Lysol.
Yeah, that's what I
Lysol
was like,
can.
my boyfriend or was that?
Yes, him. Nobody was special. This was community dick. Like, nobody was special in this story to this man. So, he invites me to a game night, and I'm like, obviously I'm going to invite, my friends. So I invite Carson. I send her the invite, and Kennedy here happens to text Carson separately. It's like, hey, I really want to go out this weekend. So she sends her the invite. Now, Kennedy, what did you notice on the invite that I did not?
Kennedy, me, I read the invitation, and I'm reading it. I'm still at work. So I'm over in the corner, and I'm like, ooh, why is this woman naked? And then I zoom in. I'm reading the words, and the invitation says glory hole. So I text Carson. I'm like, ma'am, what type of party is this? The invitation says glory hole. And Carson, what did you say to me?
Well, you were like, the house party, isn't this house party a glory hole? And I'm like, no, it's not a glory hole. And so then I send that to Chanel, and I'm like, I can't lose a friend to this. I don't have many. I'm at like 4, and
What was your sister?
Huh?
Yes, it was your sister.
Yikes, exactly. So like, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work, and so I think the day that you find this move, I was hanging out with somebody and they told me about a pool party. And normally I'm not really into that because I work in aquatics, so I'm never like, who wants to go there for fun? But this was in the evening. It was like adults only. And I'm like, oh, that actually kind of sounds cool. So I tell these hoes about this move, and both of them were like, well, I know. Chanel was like, I don't have a swimsuit here.
I didn't.
You don't have to wear a swimsuit, but
What? That's kind of like what you do at a pool party, but okay.
and so they weren't trying to go. So we decided to go to the move that she produces. So we hop in her car and we're driving. And it's late. Like, it was a pretty late event. And the pool party started pretty late too. So we are driving. It's dark. We're in like West Bumblefuck. And I'm starting to think that this nigga lied to her. Ain't no game night. Where's the night? Like, where's the games? There's no cars. We drive. There's no street lights. We're on like damn near dirt roads in some neighborhood.
It was a dirt road.
Yeah. So I'm like,
That's why we
yeah,
stopped.
bro, that nigga lied like fuck. Okay. That Glade can of a man lied straight to your face. Ain't shit going on. He probably wanted you to come out here and we might do some shit. I was very concerned.
Were you?
Yes.
I mean, we started driving. The closer we got to their address, it was a dirt road, and we literally stopped. We did not continue down the dirt road because it was like going into forest.
But we assumed that maybe we had the wrong address because as we drove past, there was a big group of cars.
Yeah.
So like, well, maybe that's where we should go. So we double back and park that motherfucking thing sideways.
Take a few drinks, take a few shots.
Yep.
In the car.
Yeah, and then we walk, and there's like security. We're in front of a pool, and we end up at the fucking pool party.
She wanted to go to originally, y'all. She was so mad at me.
I was like, oh yeah, look, where are we at right now? And then I think we paid, didn't you?
Yeah, we
Paid
paid.
about $10.
Yeah.
Nah, sis, it was 20.
It was 20.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our good friend Ken helped float us because we didn't expect to pay money to go to a game night. So we love and cherish her greatly.
Alright, so we're at this pool party and Carson is going on and on. She's like, that nigga lied. Niggas be lying. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he didn't, but let's just call just to find out. So I call
You
the
mean
freaky
WhatsApp?
people. Yeah, I was getting
Yeah.
into that. The freaky people like to use WhatsApp, so I WhatsApp called him or like video whatever him. And Kennedy notices that he's not wearing a shirt. So at this point, it's really starting to click for me that this probably is not a regular game night. That's when it started to click for me. I did not know that it was a King game night.
I don't know how you didn't.
Yeah, we don't know how she didn't know.
Like I
feel
said,
like we talked about
the invitation that was sent to me said Glory Hole.
Did we pay to go to this thing?
Did
No.
you read the invitation?
No. Honestly, when I saw the invitation, all I was really looking at was like, okay, it's in PG. Because when I hung out with him, it was in Baltimore. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm already going to be on the side. This is closer to us. Like, let's go ahead and let's go.
So we drive again down the dark, scary dirt road that only you see in serial killer movies.
Basically, we really were sitting there like, oh gosh.
Like, we were definitely starring in a slasher film. And so we pull up to the house.
Creepy ass house.
And there's maybe a light on.
Yeah.
Like, it still was. I'm like, I still don't believe it. I'm like, this feels like a setup.
Yep.
My spirit, it just wasn't sitting right.
We were nervous to knock on the door.
Yeah.
We were.
Yeah, because it's like...
Damn near drew straws.
And so they opened the door, and it's one of the couples that we saw, Chanel and I,
At the BDSM club.
the Penta Block.
Mm-hmm.
And we walk in, and we then are greeted with a older woman, naked, covered in rope. And she was like, "Ooh, y'all real cute. She's real pretty." And I immediately was uncomfortable.
And she tries to hug us. I think I actually hugged her.
No, you
y'all.
did. I think you did.
I think, okay, well, if I did...
We skirted around her while you were still in the embrace.
Yeah. If I did, I didn't want to, like, be...
No, because she came.
Yeah, I understand that.
She opened her arms.
She did,
to us,
too.
like we knew her. I'm like, I don't know you.
My eyes were diverted. I was just like, ooh.
Yeah, and so then all the women were dressed in
And all during that, I'm
lingerie,
thinking,
but this is before what, Savage? Fenty, so they're like
Yeah.
the knockoff. not necessarily, but yeah, all the women were dressed in lingerie.
So again, we were overdressed or not dressed appropriately for one
I
of
guess
these
they were
shindigs.
overdressed. I mean,
Or we
we
weren't.
both had on dresses. You
Mhm.
had, well, I mean, you had on your normal church clothes, right?
Yes, I know what church clothes. Tube top and high-waisted pants.
I'm sorry, I did not know that a tube top was stretch clothes.
High enough the skirt is, the smaller the top can be. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
So we're going to continue. So naked lady hugs me. I decide to not be rude like these other, unhospitable hoes over here.
Listen, this hoe over here was still confused as to how she arrived here. I was looking around. I was like, where the hell did these bitches take me?
Kennedy, you have no idea how much. Carson was like, can we please just find another move? I cannot lose another fight. Please.
Yeah.
Bro, I stood up
Earlier
I was
this
like,
year.
what the hell? How did I end up here? I was like, these bitches. I said, I knew I read this invitation right. And they was trying to tell me I was wrong.
Well, all right. So we get in there, and they have games like board games, but there's people doing role play. And we sit down on a table, and there was at this point, like I said, the girls were in lingerie. There was a few guys there that were sitting down, and,
Fully dressed.
Yeah, and they started asking us some questions. I felt like I was getting interviewed at Guantanamo Bay, like
Very intense.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, he was really just dissecting everything I said.
Yep. He was honed in on you.
Right. He looked like, what's his name from Cosby Show?
Alvin.
Alvin looking ass nigga. With all up in the bitch's Kool-Aid, and I was like, I don't really, like, I'm new, like, I think because they were like, well, what are you into, like, what do you like? And I'm like, I think I'm cool with everything but blood. They're like, everything but blood?
Because for them, it's a lot in between that.
And I get that, but the way they react, I'm like, well, I guess not. I mean, even if I was, you guys are making me unsure of my answer. Like, I was getting scrutinized, and then we were, like, I guess we started talking about, like, schools and stuff. And then there was a guy that was from the Van to Black thing, I remember, because his name was Dreads, but like his voice did not match what he looked like.
He was big
yeah, we figured out that they weren't going by their real names.
Oh yeah, after we introduced ourselves with our real names, we realized everybody had nicknames.
Yes.
And they're just like, oh my god, are those your real names? And we're just like,
There are a lot of different points in this night where we were just like,
Yes, we definitely, So his name was Dreads, but his voice did not match his face.
oh,
That is a good point. We don't know.
that's possible.
He could have been a trans man, yeah.
And that would make the voice make a lot more sense.
That would make a lot more sense.
Interesting.
Wow. I
Because
didn't
he
think about
was
it.
thick.
He
I did
was.
not even think about that. Oh my god.
We just cracked the code. There's nothing
That was
wrong
not planned.
with trans people.
Absolutely
We're
not.
transphobic.
Yes,
I
if
will
you-
say
if
that-
you black, for black people, you gotta be for all black people.
And I agree. But I can say that I would consider myself an ally. But I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I could date a trans man.
I don't think I can either. I don't think I can date a bisexual man either. So
But the reason I can't date a trans man is very shallow. It's that they make the dick out of the clit, so it's not gonna be that big. And I just refuse to date a small dick nigga.
well, I think that's just a little more clear cut, concise.
Yeah. But the bisexual man, I feel like I could. It's just gonna take me a while. Like probably give me like 2 days to digest that.
Process.
But honestly, statistically, I'm
We
pretty
probably
sure
have.
I've gone out with a guy that's experimented, and I think there's a difference between being bisexual and you experimenting.
I think I'm okay with you. Like you've experienced,
And
and
then
honestly,
honestly-
that's not what you want. I'm okay with that.
And I respect if you were able to tell that. I remember that time I matched with somebody on Tinder, and they were like, "What are you looking for?" I was like, "I guess friendship." He's like, "Cool, because I'm gay," and I was like, "Okay."
Oh yeah, I do remember him. So there were, like we said, there were a lot of points going on here. So the guy or the Dreads.
Dread.
Yeah, what's called them Dreads. So Dreads hit a point where he was talking about schools with us, and I think we got into some conversation about PWI versus HBCU. And he's like, "Well, I went to the real HU," and I was thinking Howard or Hampton. This Negro said Hofstra University. So proud. Shout out to Hofstra listeners, but so freaking proud. I could not.
The real HU. That's fine.
I could not. So who were the other characters that we met? We got Alvin.
There was another Dreads and this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was next to him.
Oh yeah, Dreads is girl.
She wasn't next to him the whole time.
She moved though. Yeah, but I remember she was there.
Yeah.
There was me. There was another nigga. All the niggas there though were strong threes. Like,
I was gonna say threes.
very
At
slim
best.
pickings. The best looking man was, like I said,
Lysol.
Yeah.
Lysol can.
So because he was the best looking, like all the other women were like fawning over this man like the entire time.
But to be fair, he's nice looking.
He is, but they.
Yeah, he was a very strong contender.
But it was almost like, for me as a woman, like looking at these women look so desperate for him, like looked just bad. Like, pick yourself up, sis.
I mean, looking at the women, they were also very strong threes. So.
All right, so let's get into sister over here.
Well, no, because Lysol Can was a DJ, so he was
kind of bad at it too.
He was very bad at it. What do you mean, kinda? This man,
The music was not playing.
Yeah,
it was quiet.
All you gotta do is put that bitch on shuffle.
I feel like for a while, I think like the Alvin looking nigga was like, yeah, he's preoccupied. Let me just play something off my phone.
Yes.
Yes. That's what happened.
Yes.
And all while this was happening, while Carson was getting interrogated at the table, behind the table, this woman was still getting tied up. And nobody was noticing but me. She was getting tied up, she was getting flogged, she was getting whipped, and she was having the time of her life.
She
Since
was.
She started
that.
She started getting fingers. She was standing up while she was still
I don't
tied up.
remember that.
None of y'all was doing nothing. I'm sitting here trying to keep my composure and not trying to leave out the back door. And I'm like, wow.
Why did you tell us?
I did. I told her in the car her life, and
No.
y'all were just like not seeing.
Okay, I will say I was sitting at the head of the table, so
It was a circle.
Yeah, it was.
But the room is this way. I was here.
Yeah, it was kind
I
of.
was looking at
It would have
both
been
of
like
you guys.
in your peripheral
Yeah.
to see the room, but I was sitting right next
Because I
to
was
Chanel,
looking at you guys.
and Chanel didn't see. I was
Yeah.
trying to tap her.
Because
It
Alvin
wasn't-
was interrogating. He was to my right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I'm facing. I was facing George and his girlfriend. That's why I remember.
Wow. All right.
Damn.
Yes.
Time.
So-
Who else had the time of their life? Right? Was like you said. We mentioned the DJ was having a lot of fun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because sister was fighting over him. So there were these two girls, and they were half sisters. So maybe we call them half and half. Either way,
Yeah.
these two girls were fighting over him, like without verbally saying it, but it was like, "Oh, Lysol, XYZ," and I will come and like, "Oh, Lysol, touch me here." Real statements like "touch me here," or "what do you think about this?" or "stop sending
He
dick
was
pics."
flirting with one more than the other, though.
Who, the bigger one?
Yeah, he was flirting
Yeah.
with.
So I found out the story behind why he was flirting with the bigger one. So the smaller one had apparently messaged him on that like Facebook for freaks. She had messaged him on Fet, and she was on some like sugar baby stuff. Now I hung out with him. He ain't got no money. So I think once he realized what she really wanted, he was like, I can't even be a Splenda daddy at this point. So I don't know what else I got for you. So I think he told her that. She got mad. He got mad. So when they got to the party and he realized that she was there, I don't think he invited her. I think someone else from that group invited her. He was like, "Oh, this your sister? I'm gonna flirt with her like in front of your face, like to be
That's
petty."
so petty.
Mind you, this man is 36.
You
like,
are too old for these.
Come
games.
on,
Like,
right?
Y'all really
Niggas-
don't get mature with age.
They don't.
Ridiculous, like flat out just flirting and like flirting with both of them. And
Yo,
I
he
think
was 36.
he was 36.
Oh my god.
He looked
really
36.
good, though.
Yeah, he looked 30.
That nigga look.
I can give him 30.
Walking around with his dick out kept him young.
Yes, probably.
He was
That's the
exercising.
secret. Let me tell anyone else. The secret. That's the secret to keep
Ew.
to
DJ
keep it
with
young.
your dick out.
So at a certain point in the night, we start group chat messaging because they start talking about their nasty group chat together, and I was like, they're not about to be the only ones out here with a popping group chat.
I don't remember them talking about a group chat.
I think you were preoccupied with the questions, but they
Yeah.
were talking about how Lysol kept putting soft dick pictures in the group chat.
Ooh,
Right.
that's confidence.
Real confidence. But
Gummy worm. Yikes.
it's a nice size. But they were talking about that and talking about like all these other things from the group chat, and I was peeping. Well, I was probably listening, like ear hustling. So I'm like, yo, what is it? Like, why are these girls like?
Well, okay,
bonding,
so you
like-
probably were listening for the group chat. She was watching
I just need to.
our good sis have the best night of her 37
Her
year
life.
She think she was 37.
That bitch was not any younger than 35.
You think?
I'm picturing her younger.
I would too.
Her face.
Maybe I was distracted and I
Her,
didn't see
like,
her face.
I just remember her, because she said, "Oh, y'all, you real cute." And I'm like, this not what I do. This not it, ma'am. She had a very old
This ain't
face.
what you
She
want.
low-key looked like, you
Wait,
know,
there were two women who greeted us at the door. So are we talking? Am I talking about the same one that Chanel's talking about, and you're talking about the other one? Because there was a larger woman who was light skinned, who looked older, and then there was the younger one who was definitely tied up in a lot more ropes, who was like a browner skinned woman.
It's two different
and
people.
smaller. Yeah, there were two different people.
The one that you're talking about, the lighter
the
skin
light
one,
skinned woman.
that was heavier. She was a part of one of the couples that we met.
I'm talking about the brown skin.
Just talking about the brown skin one. But either way, so we're all thinking about different things. And it was like every time we meet someone from this freak world, they give us their freak kink resume. Anyone else feel like that?
No,
Like, as
that's
soon
what
as
they're just like, I'm into this. I do
Well,
that,
that's how
I do
that
this,
community
I do
works.
that.
They lay it all up front, and I think that's one of the things we like about it, because it's like, if I'm not fucking with it, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, there's no secrets.
Yeah,
That's true. Maybe
They
it's
don't
trying
try
to
to,
let
like,
we
force
just
it
had to
onto
be
you.
used to it.
yeah, that just wasn't a situation though. Like I said, they were all ducks. And, you know, there was one swan, and
And again, we noticed that FetLife has a ceiling, and he's at the top. Someone that Carson fucked with was at the top as well, and beyond that, it wasn't. What?
I feel like he definitely checked off all my boxes.
That's what I'm saying. He was at the top and someone else at the top. But outside of that, everyone else was kind of like...
The other race was... But we kind of...
He said that the Captain Hook, like, just kind of did it for you.
I mean, it was a weird afternoon. Like, I felt like I liked his roommate more because he was talking to me. Like, I don't know why.
Like, well, I don't think those kinky people are for the conversation. You know?
I guess not, but they lived pretty close by, and they were growing a lot of weed in their apartment. Like, they had
did
plans.
say that.
Like, I was like,
I'm trying to have a business, trying to have a
bro,
kid.
he pulled like 2 out.
Okay, so where did we exit? When did we exit?
After I was finished my SATs.
We finished a round or two of what game were we playing?
Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I like that game.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so yeah, we played Cards Against Humanity, and it gets spicy upstairs.
Yep, the noises got louder.
And we found out that our glad can man was up next
To be flogged.
which is, like paddling, I guess, would be like getting spanked with with instruments. And I recall Dreads being like, "Oh,
I want to do this."
Yeah, and I was like,
go get my bag.
I was like, "Oh, I want to leave." Yeah, he had this toolkit. It was a toolkit. That's what they called it. So they were like, "Oh, Lysol's upstairs."
Everyone ran upstairs.
Everybody ran upstairs,
and we ran for the exit.
Yeah, no, that shit was wild. And then we were followed though out by Glad Can.
Yeah, he did. He said, "Y'all don't want to watch."
No, Negro. Nobody wants to watch.
And
Well, I guess everyone else in the house wants to watch.
Yeah, and he was trying to link with me, and I was like,
"You linked with my friend, bro."
Like, you had one transaction between the two, and you already swiped.
So who are we blocking?
Alvin, the interrogating, Chanel for not just going to the pool party.
Sister.
Those two ladies
who joined a kink group together.
Right,
like why
care?
Yo, I feel like let your freak flag fly.
But
if you wouldn't fuck someone after your friend did, why would you fuck someone after your sister did? I think that's worse.
I don't know. I can't speak on other people's relationships. I just feel like there's a lot of people out in the sea. We don't got a double dip.
We're also blocking Dreads from the real HU.
Yep.
Or we're blocking Howard and Hampton because they're not the real HU.
Maybe that's what we should do instead.
Yeah. All right. So first and foremost, we want to thank our good friend Kitty Woods for gracing
Thanks
us
for having me, guys.
with our presence and being our very first guest. It means so much, guys. Because, she's like an unofficial duo. A lot of times she hears the episodes and gives feedback before you guys get it. So we appreciate her. Definitely.
Love being a part of it.
I'm like, give it a thumbs up if you want her to come back. Let us know on our Instagram.
Yes.
And everything. Make sure you guys follow us at That's Why You're Blocked Pod on IG. Make sure you share and leave a review. All right, but before we leave, we do want to say that there's nothing wrong with having your kinks, and you should be, forward with what you like, because odds are there's somebody that likes it too, or is willing to
work with you,
accommodate and learn. But I'm just not that bitch, and we're gonna end on that. That's why you're blocked.
We out.